Alright, we're live. Welcome everyone to the third episode of the Pop Culture Interview. Let me give you details on my guest. My guest is a YouTube content creator. He mainly does Dragon Ball content, does other stuff on his social media. My special guest is SloPlays. Now we gotta wait till he gets in. Where's he at? This is exclusive. This is done live on Instagram. I post on my Spotify, YouTube, and all other places. So check it out on my Instagram. It will also be on my YouTube. It's waiting on slow to get in here. Okay, he's here. Should be working soon. Oh, there we go. Oh, screen's blacked out a little bit.
Oh, hold up. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Oh, here we go.
There we go. There we go. Hello, welcome to the Pop Culture Interview.
Okay, so I can't see
You
you.
can,
Is that normal?
you should be able to see me because I see you on my bottom.
Okay, on the top it's just black for me.
Just black. I don't know why. I don't know if something wrong on your end or my end, if I'm being honest.
Okay, I mean,
I mean, you can
I mean,
still
if
hear me,
it's
right?
yeah, I can hear you. I mean, we can start if you want.
All right. Well, on to the first question. Slow, when did you first start doing YouTube content creation? Oh, they sounded right. Disconnected. I don't know if you did. Something happened. He's just stuck on that. For those who's listening, we're under technical difficulties. Oh, it actually disconnected. Oh no. Let me invite you back, Slow. Slow. All right.
Okay, is it working now?
It should be working now. I want to know what was going on.
Okay, I don't know if this is like the first time I've done this, so I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. So can you see me?
Okay, I still can't see you. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on because
I don't.
everyone here can see you. Everyone can
Yeah,
see
that's
you and
weird.
me.
Yeah, for some reason it's just like the top is black. I can see myself, but I can't see anything else.
I don't know why. Can everyone see me on the stream? I'm trying. I got one of my buddies watching, so he should tell me.
Oh my God, dude. I swear I'm not dipping.
Slow got an Android phone. But let's get back to the
Hey, why
questions. When
why are
did
you
you?
calling me out? Because I got an Android phone. People in the chat. Relax.
Well, Slow. When did you start doing YouTube?
When did I start? I would say probably back in like 2006. YouTube was really new at the time. My cousin, she kind of like got me into it, and I think from there, I mean, I like uploaded like one video on like the channel that I made a long time ago, but over time, YouTube changed a lot. It got acquired by Google, so they ended up like deleting a bunch of channels due to copyright. So my channel, of course, had copyrighted music on like one of the videos. So that was very short lived. And then I made another channel a few years later, and I took it a little bit more seriously. Like I was trying to upload more consistent, like gaming based videos, because video gaming was like really, really popping off at the time.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember how long I was doing it for. I did it for a few years, I think, until or like right when I started high school, and I learned that you could get like monetized, like you could make money off your videos. And I was like, I should try that out. It doesn't hurt, and I'm still in high school and everything, so I decided to kind of dive into that. I had to get a partnership with a network at the time. I mean, their networks still exist, but they kind of like fizzled away a bit. But if you were doing gaming content, you had to partner with an actual network at the time. So they told me, because I had some like copyrighted content on the channel that I was uploading on, they were like, all right, we need you to make a brand new channel. So that was around probably like 2012, I think. And then ever since then, I've been trying to upload more and more consistently. And yeah, I've been doing this at least seriously, for probably around 12 years.
Yeah. You gotten over merely 400,000 subscribers. That's a big goal for you ever since you started.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even think I'd be doing it still.
Yeah. You see, I'm a year and a half out of high school, and you're my third guest on here. First two guests, Stephanie Nadolny and Kyle Airbear, voice actor Kid Goku and Adult Gohan. And the Dragon Ball Dino shirt I have back there from New York Comic Con, I got, Sonny Strat, Stephanie Nadolny, Linda Young, who does Frieza, and Seaton Krantz, who does Chi-Chi, to sign it. And, ever since I kind of want to do this for a long time, but I didn't know when. And then I emailed Stephanie Nadolny. I met her at the Comic Con, and she was my first guest, and now you're my third one. So I hope this, goes big.
That's awesome, man. That's really, really cool that you're able to get them on and, chat with them. I saw a couple of clips and things from them, and it's just really cool to see them just kind of discuss, how they got started and everything, and, have been doing Dragon Ball. That's dope.
Yeah. So when did you start watching Dragon Ball?
When did I start? Oh man, that's a long time ago. It was, I want to say maybe like 2003 or 2004. My uncle, he bought me Legacy of Goku 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I didn't know much about Dragon Ball. I didn't even really know what it was when he got it for me. I was like very surprised by it, because most of the games that we were into was like Mario or like Pokemon or something like that. And I was like, what is this? Like, I didn't know much about anime. The only thing I really knew was like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon at the time. And I was still really young. And I played the game for a little bit, and I was like, this game's kind of cool. Like, it's an action RPG. It's very straightforward. There's some dialogue. And I never really played many of those types of games. Like, Pokemon was probably like the closest thing that I would get to like an RPG, but this was a little bit different. So, I kind of got like addicted to it. Like it was really, really different for me, and it was interesting, and it was, the art style of it, the game, it was, it looked really cute. They're like these little chibi sprites and everything, but you fight, and, there's transformations and different abilities. And I was like, I might have to hop onto this. So the next day, my brother and I, we went to Blockbuster, and with all the money we got from Christmas, we bought literally every single Dragon Ball game that they had that was on Game Boy. And that was like Super Sonic Warriors, I think Taiketsu, The Legacy of Goku 1. And I don't think Boo's Fury was out yet. It either was just brand new and it was too expensive and we just didn't get it. Because we got the games that were older that were used, so that we could get like all of them. And we just played those games like crazy. And then we started talking to our cousin about it. And then, she started, like trying to get us into, like at the time we didn't even have internet, so we would go to her house to like watch like stuff online and stuff, or like do stuff for the internet. So she was like, oh yeah, like we can try and find some like uploads of it on YouTube or something like that. Or actually, no, YouTube wasn't even up. It was like some weird site that we were going to watch this because it wasn't even really on TV at the time for me. I think they were showing Dragon Ball GT, so I was kind of like confused because I was like, what? What is the order that I watch this in? So that's basically when I kind of got started into watching it. So I was watching like clips mainly, and then we were like lucked out. I think it was like a year or two later. My mom, she came home from work, and apparently one of her coworkers, her son, I think was like trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and he got rid of this giant box filled of Dragon Ball VHS and DVDs. So we had all of that to use to like watch and get into the series and get caught up. So that's kind of how we, I guess, got started watching it.
Yeah. So on to the next one. Out of all the characters in Dragon Ball, it's been 40 years. Which one is your favorite? Because there's so many.
Oh yeah, Future Trunks. Future Trunks has always been the character that was the first character that I saw in Dragon Ball because of Legacy of Goku. You start the game playing as Future Trunks. So I think that's why I always liked him. And he's cool. Like I love Zelda, like The Legend of Zelda. And he's like one of the few characters, I mean, at least good guys that kind of like use a sword. So he's such an interesting character to me. He's from the future. He's just like, he's a little bit different than everyone else. And I don't know, something about him. He was cool. He was cool as shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I also thought you would have said like Goten because there's so many memes of you cosplaying Goten, and then here recently you cosplay as Glorio. People was memeing about that.
Yeah, that's just me being silly. I was just doing some wacky shit because I don't know. It's just something about that outfit that he wears in GT is so weird. Like white shirt, purple pants. I was like, I have to do this. I have to wear this man's drip.
It's just perfect.
The purple pants is just, I don't know. I always thought the purple pants was like that's a crazy choice and statement. So I was like, yeah, we gotta try that out. But yeah, I was just having fun with it at the time, and I don't know why people liked it.
It was just funny. You just matched perfectly, honestly. So outside of doing content creation, what do you like to do for a hobby? Like you just like to watch anime, go spend some time with the family?
Yeah, hobby wise, I like running a lot, and I like, spending time with family, doing like, just basic, I guess, like socialization. Just like, it's just like basic stuff. It's like, hang out with friends or hang out with family every now and then. I do enjoy video games a lot. I don't play games as much as I think people think I do, just because I do a lot of like gaming related content. I'll play like maybe maximum like an hour a day, if anything. But I really do love watching anime. Anime, that's like my time to myself, chill out, watch some anime, sometimes, watch it with a couple of friends or whatever. But yeah, anime's great.
Oh
Yeah, just
yeah.
real basic. I got a pretty boring life, but I like it.
That's how most of us be like that. So besides Dragon Ball, what's one of your favorite animes now? Like, into New Gen or slow or not slow plays.
Um,
Or like the
no, you're
OG.
good. New gen stuff, man. There's so many good new anime out there right now. I recently watched this one called Summertime Rendering. That one I think came out like a year or two ago, and I really liked that one. It was like a kind of like a murder mystery thing with like weird sci-fi shadow people elements. I don't know. It had all the crazy shit that I'm into. So I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely up my alley. Um, One of my favorite like just all-time anime other than Dragon Ball, I would say it's probably like my second favorite anime is Bleach. I love Bleach. Grew up watching that, and I just I don't know. That's like one of the series that I can like rewatch that a lot. I love Naruto. I like all the OG classic shonen like jump kind of stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen's been fire ever since that came out. Demon Slayer I've been enjoying. My Hero, been enjoying that. Chainsaw Man was fire. Dan Da Dan. that's recently going on right now. Love it.
Pretty good.
It's so fire, and I would say that's probably like top 5 anime this year. But yeah, like I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to watch everything as much as possible. Any new anime that's coming out that is just on my radar, like I'm going in.
Yeah. See, for me, I watched Dandadan. I'm like on episode 4. That first episode, that first one, just caught everyone off guard, and just after that, just everything's good. It's like that's a huge turn on.
Yeah, it's cool because Dandadan is not only like this like crazy like sci-fi kind of element to it, and it has fights and like this crazy like transformation and stuff, but it also has some like romance, some like rom-com stuff in there, which that's always kind of nice to have, like balance it out, a little bit of slice of life in there, just it's got a lot, it's got pretty much everything, and that's cool because not too many anime, or not anime, but like series, like Shonen Jump series like that, they don't really dive too much into much rom-com elements. So I was very surprised that like they are making that a big focus for it, and I think that's cool because it's different.
Yeah. So here recently, Dragon Ball Daima came out on English dub in theaters. Did you go watch that?
Yeah, so I was supposed to watch it twice. The first time I was watching it, I went to go watch it with my aunt and my little cousin. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened. We were waiting there for like 10, 20 minutes. And then this lady came in and she was like, we're having some like technical difficulties. We can't, provide the movie right now. And we were like, what? And they were like, if you want to wait until like a later showing later today, you can absolutely do that. And I was like, it's getting late. We're all tired. He's got school tomorrow and everything. Like we can't. We just need to go.
Yeah.
And they gave me like a free voucher and everything, which was, fine. But I was kind of annoyed by that because I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. Like I really wanted my cousin to watch Dragon Ball for the first time and like, maybe he'll like it and get into it. But, and maybe it'll have to be another time. But I did go see it again with my brother like a few days later because it was a very short time that they had it. Like it was very limited. They only had it for like the weekend and a couple of days of the week. And I did watch the dub. And it was very good. I love all the new voice actors that they got. For the most part, they did a really good job of capturing, like, it must be hard to capture that, like, the tone and, like, the dialect of everything for these characters. But as kids, like, for Stephanie, easy. That's, she just has to do the voice that she always did for Kid Goku. But now we have Vegeta, who's a child, Piccolo. Like, how do you do Piccolo? Piccolo's got such a deep voice, and you have to make that like a younger version of him, which even then he was sounding like a teen or whatever.
Yeah.
He was still like, it didn't sound like a little kid or anything. But Kibito, same thing with him. But yeah, they did a really good job, and the dub was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Just seeing all 3 episodes. I wish it was more. We got like that one bar fight scene, and that was kind of the end of it. And it was funny because like there weren't too many people in the theater watching, but I could tell they were like very confused.
Yeah.
Because it just ended off like that. Because I think people went into that, or at least kids went into that thinking it was a movie when it was only like the first 3 episodes in the anime. So some people didn't really know. But. Yeah.
Like you were talking about the voices. What really caught my eye was the voices for Kid Vegeta and who was it? Roshi.
Yeah.
They sounded really good.
They did.
It just caught the character right on. It was like, wow, this really good
Vegeta sounded that was on point. I don't think they could have found somebody better for that. And it's a completely new person. I mean, not new to like the industry, but like somebody that I think this is their first time doing any dubbing for Dragon Ball, which is cool.
Yeah. So, see, we were talking about video games earlier. Out of all the Dragon Ball Z games you played over the years, which one's your favorite?
Oh, that's so hard, man. That's like the hardest question today, man. Oh Lord. There's so many good ones. I would have to say, honestly, it might be Xenoverse 2. As crazy as that sounds for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people don't like Xenoverse 2. I just feel like Xenoverse 2 it's lasted like 8 years, so obviously they're doing something right. Oh, yeah. The fact that you can create your own character, it's got a lot of characters. The fighting and the gameplay of it isn't as good as like Sparking Zero Tenkaichi, I 100% agree and admit that it's not, and it definitely feels a lot more stiff after going back to it. But I mean, it's decent enough to where it kind of just it has everything. Like it's got, it's got your avatar system, it's got a story, it's got really nice CGI cutscenes. The customization aspect to it is just the best part because I feel like I have a lot of freedom. And then when you add mods onto it on the PC version, it's just like you can do whatever you want in that game. It's peak.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you have so many mods installed, and it's like, okay, I forgot I have this one there.
Yeah, it's great. Like if you go on the mod website, there's like at least like probably like 20 to 30,000, maybe more mods that have been uploaded over the past 8 years.
What if you just see this one day you're scrolling through SloPlays Goten as a mod?
What's funny? I think it was like within like the first couple of years, I had some buddies that were modders, and they put me in the game for like I don't even know. They were doing some weird stuff. I think if you go on there, you could probably find it. It's a very old mod. I think I did see somebody. Their name was I think Crimson Heart. I think they made GT Goten, but like they made it kind of look like me. I've seen a couple of them. They're out there, but I don't know if like they ever got uploaded or not.
Yeah. So like we're still talking about games. Last month, Dragon Ball Spark Zero came out. Did you pre-order the Ultimate? Play
Oh yeah,
3 extra days.
I pre-ordered the Ultimate and I got the Collector's Edition.
Oh man, I was thinking about getting the collectors too. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait a little bit on that.
Honestly, it was way too expensive. It wasn't worth it. If you like really just wanted like something physical and like I got it more for it to be like memorable, like a good memory. Like, oh, this is when I got Sparking Zero. Like this was such a legendary moment in like Dragon Ball gaming history. So I kind of just wanted it more for that aspect. Like the figure that it came with or whatever wasn't. It looked jank. I'll be real with it, but it came with some cool stuff. But I mean, to be honest, like it's just gonna sit there and collect dust. Like I'll be like, oh hey, I can look at it. That's cool, and then that's all you do with it. So you're not missing out.
Oh yeah. See, I had pre-ordered the digital on Ultimate, and I pre-ordered the standard edition on disc. And a buddy of mine, he had an Xbox, but for some reason the Xbox was crashing when he was playing some games, including Sparking Zero. And he's like, well, we're going to just swap it out for PlayStation. I'm like, well, I'm getting a standard edition for PlayStation. I just give you that copy because I'm not going to be using it since I already have it on digital. He's like, okay, that's cool, thanks. Do I need to pay? No.
That's a homie right there. That's a true homie right there.
Oh yeah, him, Travis, Marquise, they're my homies. We've been friends for a long time. We consider each other brothers. Last month we went to go watch WWE SmackDown in Nashville. It was a blast. I mean, we're planning on going to another one again.
Yeah, you got.
So speaking of wrestling,
yeah.
So speaking of wrestling, are you interested in wrestling? Because some like the New Day, Naomi. There's so many wrestlers who put anime into their gear. So are you interested in wrestling?
I've always wanted to kind of get into it, but I just never had the time, and I don't know. It was something a lot later in life. Like even as a kid, I never really like knew about that side of things. Like I don't know. I just never got into it, which is kind of crazy because I know a lot of people who watch anime and like that kind of stuff. They're all for it, but yeah, maybe one day I'll try to get into it.
Yeah. So back to the games. Out of all the games, which one, in your opinion, is the worst?
The worst. There are a few really shitty Dragon Ball games out there. Taiketsu, I think, might be the worst one that I think I've ever played. Like Battle of Z is kind of up there. That one is pretty. Oh god, that one was kind of like miserable. Ultimate Tenkaichi. It was cool for what I guess they were trying to do. Like they were trying to do something different. So I'll give them a pass on that. I still think Ultimate Tenkaichi is still pretty cool, like overall, but the gameplay that was not it.
Yeah.
What are some other ones? Yeah, honestly, I mean, Dragon Ball Connect. I think everybody can agree that was like what the hell was that?
Yeah.
But Taiketsu might just be the worst one I've ever played. It's ugly. It's a very ugly game. They were trying to do that like Tekken kind of like realistic, weird, like I don't even know what the fuck they were trying to do with that game. But that looked awful. The gameplay sucked. It was very, very, very difficult to pull off like special attacks and moves. It's just so bad. Like if I go back and try to play it, like it just makes me want to vomit. It's so bad.
See, people like you mentioned earlier, people say it's Ultimate Tenkaichi, when that was my first game, so I enjoyed it. But
Yeah,
I just
I don't think when people say that, I don't think they've played all the Dragon Ball games. Let them play a few of the other bad ones, and they'll be like, yeah, Ultimate Tenkaichi was not that bad.
yeah. So, sticking to Dragon Ball, what's your favorite series? Because we got, I think it's five now. You got Dragon Ball, Z, Super, GT, and now Daima. So, which one's your favorite?
Oh yeah, easy. Z. Dragon Ball Z is what I started with, which I know some people are like, oh, you didn't start with OG Dragon Ball, which I think most Dragon Ball fans did actually start with Z, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but that's just from people I've talked to, from my friends and everything. Most of them started with Z. I think that was just naturally what happened because it was something on Toonami. That's what they showed the most. Yeah, Z is the best, honestly. Like I love Super, I love OG Dragon Ball, I enjoy GT. Daima right now I've been enjoying a lot. If you want to count Heroes, I guess.
Good.
But yeah, Z just it's the best. It's so good.
Oh yeah. See, fun fact is when my interview with Stephanie, she had said that after they did Z, they went back and dubbed Dragon Ball after they
Mhm.
did Z.
Yeah,
So that was just like that's a good little fun fact because that's the reason why some people didn't watch OG Dragon Ball
yeah,
first was for that reason.
exactly.
So early this year we lost Akira Toriyama due to his health issues. What were
Yeah.
your thoughts on that day?
Um, it blindsided me. It caught me by surprise. Like I was asleep when this all happened. I woke up in the morning and my phone, I'm not even joking, my phone was like red hot. It was like hot. It was like extremely, like the temperature was insane. And I was like, what's going on? And I looked at it and I saw I had like a million messages. There were emails. People were telling me, Slow, did you hear? Did you hear? Akira Toriyama, he passed away or whatever. And I was like, huh? I was like, what?
You're like,
Like
y'all trolling.
I was like, this has got to be the most insane thing ever. Like, there's no way. And I went on there and I saw the official statements, from like Dragon Ball account on Twitter and everything. I saw people talking about it. And I was just, when I started reading it, I like that was the first time when some type of like public figure or celebrity that had passed away, that was the first time I ever cried.
Hmm.
Because I never even met him before. And like I knew nothing about him. Nobody really knew that much about him. But it's the fact that he made Dragon Ball and he impacted my life because of creating Dragon Ball. I got super emotional about it.
Yeah.
It was really, really like I was pretty devastated. It was sad.
A lot of people were because when I heard about the news, I was playing Xenoverse with my buddy, and I was shocked. Next day, I couldn't even work. It was
Dude,
like it was sad.
it hit us hard.
It did because I live with my aunt, and she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know who he was. She never watched anime, but she's a real big time basketball player. My uncle told her like, "Hey, this is just like basically losing Kobe." It
Yeah,
felt
exactly.
that hard for us. He's inspired, with Dragon Ball, he's inspired so many other animes.
Yeah,
Think about like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, it
exactly.
was big.
It's not even just Dragon Ball. It was all like anime, manga, Japan, like in
Games
general.
too.
Yeah.
Because some games reference it to. Like Gintama. That's basically just a side story of just Dragon Ball. It's like, there was just big loss for us, and then you went on Twitter, I believe, a couple days later and asked, the Dragon Ball community around the world, go to the Dragon Ball pedestal and, do the Spirit Bomb emote. What were your thoughts when everyone just, they did that?
It meant so much to me because not only was is something for Toriyama, but it was also like the Xenoverse community in general. Like that many people were willing to get on and do that in Xenoverse when, you know, I would say at that time, even, you know, this was early 2024, like a lot of people weren't really playing Xenoverse as much. And it was so cool to see everybody in one moment come together and do that. You know, like, I don't know. I never saw something like that. You know, I think other games where you could like, you know, use your avatar or something, I think that definitely would happen if, you know, something serious like a producer or like a voice actor or even a creator, you know, passed or whatever. But like for Toriyama doing it in Xenoverse, it meant everything to me. And it was amazing to see that many people who cared actually, you know, go through and do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, especially with, you know, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and Daimo being his last projects,
Yeah.
you know, that just means the world to us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then here recently, I've been reading that Toyotaro, the artist for the manga Dragon Ball Super, that he may be taking the mantle for that
Yeah.
Toriyama.
Yeah, that makes
You know,
a lot of sense. Um, Honestly, I don't know who else you would give it to. Like he's the person that probably that has worked closest to Toriyama, other than maybe Akio Yoku, who does all the other like Dragon Ball stuff for like games and everything. But
yeah.
yeah, I'd say Toyotaro was a perfect fit. Let's see what he cooks.
I mean, Toyotaro, he's been in the game for a long time because before he got on with Super, Dragon Ball AF,
That's
you
true.
know, because you know that's just big for us. The manga's been on hiatus since April. We're just ready for it.
Oh yeah, man. I can't wait. Like Daima's fun and I love it, but when the manga comes back, we're
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be crazy,
eating.
definitely. So, so we already talked top three anime. Let's head back. Let's talk back about Sparking Zero because people have been saying it fell off. Now, I'll give you my opinion on that.
Yeah,
I
let's hear it.
pe People say it fell off, and I'm like, well, basically every fighting game that's come out has done this. Because think about it, Street Fighter 6 got really good for a while, and then it fell off because more games came out, like Black Ops, Modern Warfare, Sparking Zero, Mortal Kombat. And people's like, oh, why? If we waited 17 years for this game, why is it falling off? Because it's just going to be a regular fighting game. And, the hype was big. I still love playing it. I platinumed the game before it really I platinumed the game before a week. Like I got over 100 hours in the game, and it's just like, yeah, I'm happy this game come out because this is the first Budokai game besides Ultimate Tenkaichi that I've ever played. So what's your opinion on that? People was just all like, "Oh, it fell off. It's trash." Like,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think I mean that's yeah, like you said, it's the phase of any video game in general. You build up the hype for it. You know, you finally get the game, you play the game, you do everything that you possibly can do in the game. What else do you do? You move on, right?
Yeah.
Everybody moves on. You know, when I recently the Zelda game that came out, Echoes of Wisdom, uh, I was pretty excited for it. It was something different. Played it, beat all the dungeons. Got pretty much everything that I really wanted to out of it, and I moved on. I went to go do other things, spend time with family. Play other games, watch other anime. There's you're not going to have 120,000 players at its peak and consistently keep that. It's not
Oh
realistic. It's
yeah.
not happening. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
unless the game was like some type of like live service thing where they're also like offering like, oh, there's a battle pass and there are things in the game that you can unlock. If it's like Fortnite, for example, even that game, when it's at its all-time peak, it's also going to drop down to a low. So it's going to fluctuate. In Sparking Zero, it's been fluctuating. Obviously it's not getting back up to that 120,000, but I think it's going to go back up to at least 30 to 50,000 once the new DLC comes out. It's just how it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's the Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is performing better than any other Dragon Ball game that has ever come out, and that just
Oh
goes to
yeah.
show how many new fans that the game has garnered. It's doing just fine, and the people that are saying that it fell off, it's just that they lost interest in it and they did everything that they really needed to do with it. And there are definitely issues with the game, and I'll acknowledge that, and I have acknowledged that. But I mean, that stuff can get fixed. It can be improved. Just depends on if they're actually going to go through with it. But for the most
Oh
part,
yeah.
I think most people enjoy the game, and whoever's actually playing right now, those are the people that want to be there to play it. Not, oh, I just wanted to play it for this aspect or this aspect. No, they wanted to play it because it's Sparking Zero, and that's that was the 17 years that they waited for. Those are the people.
Oh yeah. Just like think about it, it broke records for one having the most played at the same time, and sold 300 about 3 million copies and within a day. So yeah, that's going to take his top at the mountain.
Yeah, it's killing it right now, and I honestly don't think we're going to get a Dragon Ball game that does better than that unless it's another Sparking game. Maybe
Yeah.
Xenoverse 3 if they ever made that. Maybe it could get close, but
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. So, we got the Game Awards coming up this year. What's your pick for, Game of the Year?
Game of the Year, I mean, I'm biased. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, and I don't really play many games to be honest. Like I think this year I played Sparking Zero and that new Zelda game, and that's kind of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I would choose Sparking Zero just because that was the best game that I played this year. It's been killing it, but I definitely think there are a lot of other games. I think that what is it, the Wukong game or whatever that came out that people have been talking about. They said, oh, that's really good. There are a lot of games out there that I think probably deserve it over Sparking Zero. But I'm not the one to say anything because I never played those. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm choosing Sparking Zero just because that was kind of the only one that I played.
Yeah. Well, that's about all I got on here. Is there anything you'd like to say to, your fans around the world?
I mean, I just gotta say thanks for supporting me and thank you for, having me on here as a guest. I really, really appreciate you reaching out about it and, having a chat with me. It's cool to connect with people that, share the same interests as me. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, thank you. This will be posted on my YouTube, post my YouTube, Spotify. So y'all please go check it out. Thank you, Slow, again for your time. And as always, thank you.
Nah, thank you, man. You have a great one. Take care, and let me know when you post all that. I'm happy to share it and everything too.
Oh, oh yeah, I've shared. I'll send it to you probably through email or Instagram, TikTok. Anyway, thank you all for your time.
Bye, guys. Thanks.